Hey kids, come on down. We got a couple of non-kids here today. One by the piano. Red. Run around. Let's take the long way. Oh! All around the world. All right. Just a little excess energy. That's all right. Okay. Here, Red, let me talk to you. Let me ask you a question. Is your sister at home? She hasn't come home yet? All right, I understand. They're going to feed her some more potatoes before they can bring her home. Some milk, okay? All right. You know, if they fed her some mashed potatoes, I bet that would work out. Try that. Just drink the milk. All right. Dad, have you changed the diaper too already? Yeah, a couple of them. There you go. I thought you smelled funny. All right, tomorrow. Wonderful. Riley may be coming home tomorrow. Your mommy go pick her up, that's right. All right, good deal. That's so exciting. I remember when we lived up in Michigan, and they brought my little brother home, and he filled the whole bassinet. He was huge. And I thought he was big enough to get up and play with me, but he wasn't quite yet. Well, I've got a picture up here on the screen. It's a place that I went a long time ago. It's from a place that is far, far away. And it is really just a hole. Can you see that? It's a hole, and when I was up at the top, it looked like a hole in the floor. And then you go down some stairs, and you look it up at it right here in this picture, and that's a hole in the ceiling. Well, it's good sometimes maybe to have a button hole where you put the button in. Or you got a pocket, and if you've got a hole in your pocket, you might lose your money out there. That's not a good thing. And sometimes you get out. You know, Mr. Randy that sits in the wheelchair right here, remember, he's not here today. He usually sits right there in the wheelchair. He's kind of in a hole right now. He was in the hospital, got sick, and then now he's in rehab, and they're trying to get his strength back up so he can come back and be with us. But that's what he's having a problem. And so that's kind of like a hole. You know, Jesus talked about sometimes, there were sometimes people said, well, didn't know when was the right time to do something. You should do this now, or you should never do this ever. And Jesus said, well, which one of you, if you had an ox, if it fell in a ditch, what would you do? And everybody said, well, an ox is like a big cow. And they said, well, that's right. It said, if you, Jesus would say, what would you do? And they said, well, we get up that ox out of the hole, out of the ditch. Somebody was asking me where Miss Terry was this morning. I said, she's in the ditch. My ox won't get home. So I'm going to sing a silly song to you this morning. I thought, I don't know how Adrian feels about Adrian. She's not on the ukulele. She's with her friend today in church. But she plays the youth. And I still think of songs that you play on the ukulele as being silly songs. So I've got a silly song today that I don't know if you've ever heard before, and I hope I got enough sense to sing it. No. It's about a hole. There's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hole. There's a hole. There's a hole in the bottom of the sea. Now, this is a silly song because the sea is like the water. Now, our family is going to the beach soon, and we're going to see the ocean. We're going to see the sea. The Gulf of America. But you know what else? If you look in that hole in the bottom of the sea, that's what this song does. It's a memory test. There's a log. There's a log, a tree log. Hole in the bottom of the sea. log in the hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a log in the hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hole, there's a hole, there's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a knot on the log in the hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a knot on the log in the hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hole, there's a hole, there's a hole in the bottom of the sea. Now listen to this. There's a frog on the knot on the log in the hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a frog on the knot on the log in the hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hole, there's a hole, there's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a wart on the frog on the knot on the log in the hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a wart on the frog on the knot on the log in the hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hole, there's a hole, there's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hair on the wart on the frog on the knot on the log in the hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hair on the wart on the frog on the knot on the log in the hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hole, there's a hole, there's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a tree on the hair on the wart on the frog and the knot on the log in the hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a flea on the hair on the wart on the frog on the knot on the log in the hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hole, there's a hole, there's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a germ on the flea on the hair on the wart on the frog on the knot on the log in the hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a germ on the hair, germ on the flea on the hair on the wart on the frog on the knot on the log in the hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hole, there's a hole, there's a hole in the bottom of the sea. Now there are some times when I've fallen in the ditch myself or I've had a problem in my life, and I kind of feel like I've got a hole in my tire that makes it flat. I've got a hole in my pocket and all my money's gone. But the Lord helped me. I pray and I ask God to help me. Sometimes I say, I'm falling in a hole and I can't get out. I ask the Lord to help me. When things happen in my life that are problems, and hurt, or make me sad, or things that I wish were different, God helps me. He can help you too. So whenever you find yourself in a hole that you don't want to be in, or that He doesn't want you to be in, ask God to help you. Just pray, and ask for His help. Okay, Andy Burrows, you can go back and rest. You can go back any way you want.